how do I join the data sets? For location, I have location ID and then the location. So UK, USA, Canada, China, but I don't have it here, isn't it? That's an issue. Then products, category and product name. I don't have it on my main data set, but I have product ID here. See that? Then payment method as well. I need to bring most of them to this table. So what do I do? What do I do? Let's respond. Let's be fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 responses in a class of 106 people. In a class of 106 people, only 20 people have responded. What do I do? If you are sure, type it there. 106 people, only 30 people have responded. Ha! This thing is meant to be entering like alarm. 40, only 40 people in a class of 106. Some people are even responding twice. It means we're not even up to the number I'm calling. Are the rest of us in this class? So we're going to make use of VLOOKUP. Yeah, we can also make use of match and index. But we'll simply make use of VLOOKUP. Okay? So, let's make use of VLOOKUP to consolidate these data sets. All right, now pay attention. Let's start from the location. Okay, so what do I want to bring in? All right, so I need us to be responding to my questions so that we can move on. Okay, what do I need to bring in? From the location, what do I want to bring into the sales table, this table? Location, beautiful. So what is that column that will be my lookup value? What column will be my lookup value? Beautiful. Location ID. I mean, these people, you are now getting it. If I give you a data set, you people will destroy it. I can beat my chest. So you don't know what I mean by consolidating. So you simply want to merge the data sets. Okay? You want to bring columns from one sheet or from one data set to another. All right, do you get that now, Joy? So I'm going to insert a new column here. Joy, do you get that? All right, so I'll insert a new column here, and then I'm going to title that column location. So you can see how handy all those techniques that we've been taught. You can see how handy they are coming in. They are coming right now. All right. So location, enter. Now I need to get the location. I use VLOOKUP, isn't it? Equal to VLOOKUP. My lookup value is this, isn't it? Comma. The table array, meaning where my data I want to get is. I'll come here. I'll highlight that table, which is this, right? I mean, we're familiar with VLOOKUP already now, comma, the column index number. Remember, I want to return location. Location is in column 2. This is column 1, column 2 of my selection. So I will type 2, right? Comma, range lookup is exact match. So I'll come down, press tab, and close my brackets, and press enter. Do you see that? LC2 is USA. Does it get it? Yes. So I'll simply come back here to where I have my formula, and I'll make sure I use absolute reference for my table array. Isn't it? I hope you have not forgotten. That's why you need to practice these things constantly. Absolute reference for my table array. And I'll come here and double click. Pam pam. Oh my God. Beautiful. Beautiful. What did we use for column number? Read it yourself. You can get it. Column index number. What did we say column index number is? Okay. I don't want us to cram these things, or I don't want us to do these things by copy and paste, just looking at what I'm doing. If you look at the formula and you read the parameters, based on what you have been taught so far, you should be able to interpret yourself. Now, what is column index number? Oh, Mr. Malik said it is the number, column number for the column you want to return. Okay, so in this data that I selected, location is column number what? Column number 2. If you can read and interpret your functions like that, based on what you have been taught, you will find these things easy. Okay, so you should not look at, okay, this is the formula I used in class, let me copy, use the same formula. What did you write here, sir? Write the same thing. What did you write here, sir? And then you're not understanding it. No, you don't learn that way. Okay, so quickly, let's do the same thing for products. Let's get for products. Or let's copy and paste our values first. Control C, then paste the values. So double click elsewhere and come here. So product. Where is product ID? Okay, beautiful. This is product ID. So I'm going to insert a column here. And then insert another column, because I'm getting 2 columns from the product table. Isn't it? The category and the product name. So let's do that quickly. Category and then product name. Press enter. Right? So using my VLOOKUP, what do I do? Equal to VLOOKUP. What's the lookup value? Product ID, comma. What's the table array? My product table, which is this. Highlight everything all the way down, comma. Remember to use absolute reference for it. Use absolute reference. Then continue. The column index number, category is in column 2 of that selection, comma. And then the range lookup is exact match. Close my brackets, press enter. So since I've used absolute reference here, all I need to do is double click. And I have my category. So the category is showing auto and accessories, auto and accessories, auto and accessories. Is it the same thing for all the product IDs? 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check. Product ID 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are auto and accessories. And if you come here, you see that most of it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Until you go all the way down before you see something different. You see fashion, home and furniture. Do you see that? So our VLOOKUP is working perfectly. All right. So absolute reference is not missing. Look at it very well. The absolute reference is there. So let's do the same thing for product name. Equals to VLOOKUP. The lookup value is this. The table array, a product table. Comma. I'll use absolute reference. The column index number is what? Column 3, comma, exact match. Close my bracket and press enter. This is the product name. Double click and I have my products. Do you see that? So I'll copy and paste the values. Control C and then paste only values. Beautiful. And I'll double click elsewhere with the select. All right. And then finally, the payment methods. Let's get it as well. So Let's insert a column here. And then I'm going to call this payment method. Why column 3? So, Olubiyi, I think after multiple explanation, the best way you can get this now is if we interact with ourselves. Kindly unmute yourself. So you asked why column 3. What is the column index number in the VLOOKUP? What is the function? I think I've explained that about 5 times already. Olubiyi, we can't hear you. If you are using a microphone or something, can you kindly discard of it? We can't hear you at all. All right, well, we don't have much time on our side. We can't hear a thing. All right, so we're using 3, as I said, because we want to return the product name. The product name is in column 3. Here, this is column 1, column 2, column 3. Why are you forming these columns? Because I need them on my main data set. When I decide to do my analysis, if they ask me which product name sells the most, if I did not have it on this main data set, how will you analyze it? How will you know that it is Star Media players that sold for this amount? You won't know until you consolidate the data by bringing that column to this data using VLOOKUP. Okay, so I hope you understand that. So finally, I'm going to get the payment method. All right, so the payment method equals to VLOOKUP, which is the payment method as lookup value, comma, the table array is payment methods. I'm going to highlight this. Now, I want to get this column, payment method, comma. This is the column I want to get. Okay? Now, please, nobody should respond except Joy. Okay? So, Joy, what is going to be my column index number? Either Joy or Olubiyi. What will my column index number be? I want to get payment method from this selection. So what will my column index number be? Nobody should respond except Joy or Olubiyi. Okay, Olubiyi says 2. Joy, how about you? Hello? Is Joy there? Still trying to figure it out. Okay. So column index number, let me explain again. If you have a data set and you want to return a column from that data set, once you highlight the data set using VLOOKUP, you highlight that table that you want to, let's say you have a table with 5 columns, okay? And you want to grab one column from that table and take it to another sheet using VLOOKUP, okay? When you highlight those 5 columns, the column you want to get has a particular column number if you count it from the first column. If you say column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, okay? Whichever column you want to get has a column number. It's either column 1 or column 2 or column 3 or column 4 or column 5. So the column index number is the number of that column. So looking at this data now that we have here, which column do we want to get? Let's ask that question first, Joy. Which column do we want to get from this data to my sales data? Joy. Joy, let's be fast. Okay, so we want to get column B. What is the title of that column? What is the title of that column? Or what is the column header? Yeah. Payment method. Beautiful. I'm asking only Joy to respond. Now, payment method, isn't it? Very good, Joy. Very good. Now, payment method is column number what? Only Joy should respond, please. Payment method is column number what? If you count from the first column, payment method is column number what? Column number 2. Beautiful. So that is the index number of the column we want to get. All right. So 2 is simply the column index number, comma. Then the range lookup is exact match. We close our bracket and press enter. So you see that here it now brings in the payment method automatically. So I will now make use of absolute reference here. Press enter. You see that? And then I will double click this all the way down. All right. So we've been able to, let me copy this and paste only the values. So we've been able to get everything that we need into our main data sets, isn't it? Okay. So finally, let us go ahead and convert this to a proper table by saying insert table, or highlight the entire table first, Ctrl A, click on table to insert table, say OK. And we have this, isn't it? Then finally, we are going to summarize with pivot table. Bam. The name of the table is table 1, no problem. We say OK. And you see the fields in that table. So you have seen another data analytics process. How we started with first consolidating data using VLOOKUP. That's the reason why these techniques need to be at the back of your head, some of them, or at least most of them. Okay, so from this now, if I ask you what is the sum of sales by product name, or no, what is the sum of sales by product category, by category? So anybody can answer now. What is the sum of sales by category? Or they ask you a direct question, which category has the highest sales? So let's answer. What am I going to do? We'll take about 2 or 3 questions like this, and then we'll call it a day and meet in the next class. So what am I going to do? Quickly. So I'm looking at the number. I'm looking at the number of responses I have. Wow. Out of 107 people. Just about 25 people. So which category is the highest selling category? Or what is the sales by category? All right, very beautiful. Very beautiful. So we drag category to rows and then sales to value. Very nice. So category to rows, sales to value. Beautiful. So I'm going to drag category to rows and then I'll drag the sales to values. Beautiful. So let me go ahead and insert my currency here. Drag my currency here. Visualize data. Okay, let's go ahead and visualize the data. So how do I do that? All right, so sorry about that. Now, we want to insert pivot charts. Okay, we've been able to insert our pivot table by dragging category to rows and sales to values. Okay, so how do we go ahead and insert our pivot chart? Click on your pivot table, come over to pivot table analyze, and then click on pivot chart. Do you see that? So I can make use of this and click OK. Okay. So as I said, regarding 3D charts, it's a silent rule in the data space. Okay. It kind of makes your what is it called? Design, your visuals look deceitful. That's the best I can say. All right. So let's look at one more, and we call it a day from there. Okay. So I'm going to delete this chart. Let's look at one more. Call it a day from there. So let's insert another pivot table from that data. Name of the data is table 1. Okay. So let's say what is the sum of sales by location. So sales to value, location to rows. Do you see that? So I'm going to highlight all this and insert my currency. Do you see that? So they are all close to each other. Insert my currency, and I'm going to do what? Come to pivot table, analyze, pivot chart, and I will insert, let's make use of a bar chart this time around, and say OK. Do you see that? Okay. So this is where we are going to end tonight's class. All right. How I inserted on the same sheet. Since you know the name of your table, come to insert, click pivot table, and type the name of your table, the table. Once you type the name, you click OK. It will insert it in this sheet easily. Okay. So yes, the data, the what's it called now? Attendance link. So do you see number of participants now? All of a sudden, I've been having about 102, 103. See what I mean? Okay. So next time I won't drop it at the end of the class. Once I drop it at the middle of the class, and that will be the end for that class. So whoever is in class at that point in time. All right, so okay, so kindly fill out your attendance now. Kindly fill out your attendance. How many times have I sent it now? Some people will still say they did not see the attendance. Aha, you see. I notice every single thing that happens. So I also noticed that some people don't fill their attendance properly. Maybe in a rush, you fill somebody else's attendance. That's one. Number two, some people, you attend class. You'll be in the class throughout, and you will forget to fill attendance. Maybe you have watched the class up until 1 hour, 30 minutes, and you mistakenly fell asleep. And if you don't fill the attendance of the day of the class during the duration when we are having class, it will not capture it. Somebody filled, there was someone that filled, I think her phone died during the class or something. Then she filled the following day. The attendance did not capture it. But because I knew she was in class, I had to treat that for her. So if you fill the following day, thinking, oh, it will capture it, it won't. Okay. So please and please. Please move from house to house. So if there's anybody that is just joining, maybe network hits you out, that's the attendance. Kindly fill before we call it a day. So I hope tonight's class was quite relatable. We all understood what we taught in class today. So you can as well watch the video. You can as well watch the video again. So the assignments, yes, your assignments. Thank God I did not forget. You would like to learn about Google Attendance, how to prepare the form. So regarding Google Forms, we already taught how to prepare Google Forms in the first, is it first or second class? I already taught how to prepare Google Forms using, I think, first or second class. So that is already out. So yeah, so you can see people are confirming that. Okay, so this is the data set. That's the one that we cleaned, isn't it? So you can see people are confirming second class. So I already taught Google Forms. Okay, go and watch the class on the go and watch the video on the second class. Okay, Benjamin Matthew. To watch the recording of the second class. Okay, I think I've helped you. I've helped you with that. So these data sets that we cleaned. All right. So you go ahead and I will send some questions later tonight. Okay, so that will be your assignment. You go ahead and use pivot tables. Okay, so create different sheets. I will send maybe like just 5 to 6 questions. So you create different sheets to answer those questions using pivot tables. Okay, so each sheet will have its own pivot table. Okay, so that's what they are going to do for an assignment. Okay, so I hope everyone have marked their attendance. Network is poor from your end. What's your ID? I hope everyone has marked their attendance. Tomorrow's test is simply going to be, what's it called? It's going to be a Google Forms like this. Okay, I think I've shown us now. I give us the detail 2 classes ago or so. Yeah, I remember I've shown us. So make sure your network is good. Okay. Mrs. Nancy, yes, I've done that. All right. So it's a multi-question test on Google Form. Yeah. So I've shown you before. Okay, I've shown you before. If you have not marked the attendance, Adeboye, I think I've seen your name before. Why haven't you marked the attendance? Kindly take the form and fill. Take the link. I've sent the link again. I've been seeing your name since the beginning of the class. Please fill it quickly. The time for the test is 7 p.m. Yes, you can use your phone as long as it has a good internet. Okay? People that are even using phone that have better internet than people that are using laptop will be able to answer it better. Okay? So you need good internet. Just make sure that your internet does not, because some people, they say when they click the form, it is rolling. It is internet that causes it. Okay? The time for the test is 7 p.m. We've said this on the group chat about 3 times, and I've said it in class back to back. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., we'll drop a, reminder again on the platform. Okay? So, I hope everyone has been able to submit their attendance now. Let me even check. So I had about 110 students in class today. About 110 students in class today. Has everyone filled the attendance?